about Green Dot? I guess it's something that people put unemployment benefits on, and that there may have been a problem with the company.
Yeah, sure.
Well, what's going? Do you know what's going on with that?
So that's a little bit off topic, but
I know.
We've spoken before at these briefings about the fact that there is a very large international ring of fraudulent operations who over the years have collected an enormous amount of personal and financial information through many of these data breaches that we're all familiar with, Equifax and Target and all the rest. And they've been using that data to apply for unemployment benefits in states all over the country. And one of the ways you figure out who these people are, and I'm not going to talk too much about this because I do not want to tell these people who are trying to steal money from people in Massachusetts and other states what we're doing and how we're doing it and how we're playing defense and offense with respect to the way they operate. But one of the ways, as you go through the process of trying to figure out who the fraudsters are and how they're actually building their model, is based on whether or not they're using what I would refer to as reputable financial institutions to actually receive the benefit from or not. And there are a number of organizations that have been proven based on the work that's been done in Massachusetts and in many other states that have been the institutions that many of these fraudulent claims have used as the point to which you send the money. And as a result, many of them are organizations that our state and many others don't do business with anymore because they have been, in fact, major sources of connectivity between the people who are trying to steal the money and the process through which it actually gets sent to them.
Governor